At long last, summer season has come to an end. Well, almost. There's still like very few animes left to deal with, and then there are the series that just don't want to end yet. Hey, if it makes money, that's all good for them, right? Because that's the corporation main approach. It's not about us, it's about how much they can make out of us. There are animes that are really good. Some are very hidden gem. Some could be disappointed. Well, I won't go over because I probably will think about making a new best anime of 2017 videos. So because I seen my last year one, it did pretty well. So I was happy to see a lot of people has shown me like their responses, their likes and dislikes. It's actually pretty neat to see a lot of different opinion. But yeah, I'll save all of those opinions when that day comes. And there are some really good hidden gems from this season. There are some disappointing ones. There's some really awkward ones. But hey, it could have been much worse. And I still think maybe Winter was the worst of them all in terms of the worst quality animes being displayed. But let's not go over that. What we're going to go over instead is the fall season because, well, obviously it's the last season of the year, not including the winter, the one that comes like last week of December. But this is truly the last season of the year. And boy, we got some good ones, a lot of sequel ones, to be honest with you. But there are a lot of big titles and the titles that's really been well established with the fan base and the newer fan base. And some of the ones that feels a little bit iffy on what kind of condition it will be in with a new director, new studio, or what happened beforehand, even with the same studio and director. Perhaps it could be rushed. Perhaps it will be better utilized with its content sources. But time will tell, and that time is almost here. This is Sparda's World Podcast, and your host, Sparda 3G. We're going to discuss the fall season anime of 2017. And yeah, again, I already said this before. There are plenty of them that I'm looking forward to. Though, admittedly, there are some series that I have to see the prequel, the first season, the second season, whatever it is, before I get to see the actual one that's happening in this fall season. But I will get to that eventually. But we're going to talk about the series that are new IP and some of the ones that we probably won't expect to see that maybe it could be a gem itself. You never know. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So when I say we, I mean that I am not talking about the season alone because I have a guest today. And I'm going to introduce you right now. No, in fact, I won't do that. I'll let him do the introduction. Take it away.
Hey guys, what's up? Luckychi7 is here today with Sparda 3G on Sparda the World Podcast talking about the fall 2017 anime lineup. And geez, wow. It's funny because I feel like it was just yesterday when we were talking about like the spring lineup. I was coming up with like My Hero Academia and Attack on Titan, and now I'm like, it's crazy how much time has flown by between that phase, and especially like when you consider summer too. So I'm excited as ever talking about anime, especially like with what's coming up.
I mean, we haven't done a video about the summer, but because I think summer has a lot of new ones, and there are like I think there's like one or two seasonal ones. The one that from the last, like a sequel, but. Yeah, there were a lot of newer ones in the summer season. So I guess we didn't have much time to explore or talk about the anime that came in summer. But I did manage to catch up most, if not all. Well, I can't say all of them. That's crazy. But I did catch most of them. And there are some ones that I'm really, really glad to take a chance to see one of them. There are some I feel rather disappointed, but that is how it is. It's just, you can't be pleased for every content that you see. We're in the fall season, or going to be in fall season, and there are like a lot of series that we all know from the past seasons, like Shokugeki no Soma, and there are some new ones that we all know from the manga source material, such as Black Clover. There are the series that we know but we may have not watched the previous season. And there are some new IP. And there's also like the ones that's been like a long way to sequel or probably a reboot that I wasn't even aware until now. So maybe I would have a chance to try to watch them one day. Right now, fall season is coming in, and I wanted to take it slowly this time rather than try to binge watch every single anime like I just done earlier. That was not fun, to be honest. I mean, I'll take that back. It's fun, but it's hassle because I'm the type of guy that once I see the first episode, I have to finish it. I know it can be bad. And I know like there are series that's like, damn, this series really suck. And I could already tell for the first episode. But I just wanted to finish it because I just started it and I have to end it. And that's just how I am. And I know that sounds crazy for many people, but there are people that just seem that are like me, that just wanted to finish it all, no matter what. Now, granted, won't that be suck if you end up not liking One Piece and then you had to deal with the entire 800 episode, whatever episode they're in? That would suck. With this fall season, there's no newer series that's going to be like another One Piece, Dragon Ball Super, none like that, at least to my knowledge. Maybe one could be, but then again, that one has a confirm or maybe a placeholder episode count. So that's what we're going to discuss first, because this one seems like the series that people may end up being the one that's going to be the most focused on, much like My Hero Academia. Black Clover is another series from Weekly Shonen Jump that could be the one that a lot of people will have a lot of attention. And this one is a new series in terms of anime, because the other one, from what I'm looking at from this website, this is the one that actually has the highest member in terms of premiere series rather than a season premiere. So I know the source material. Luckychi knows the manga itself as well. We both know it. This anime is being handled by Studio Period, which, you know, it's hard to say.
Kind of when you really think about it. Yeah, and again, that's not us saying that. And I'm sorry for interrupting, Sparda.
No, it's all right. Go for it.
I was going to say, like, okay, and I know when people think of Studio Period, like, at least now, it's like, oh, Tokyo Ghoul, wait. Yeah.
That's like the very first thing that comes to the people's head, Tokyo Ghoul. Oh, but yeah, go on.
But that doesn't mean Studio Period doesn't have its gems, because it has, and I've always said, but like, Bleach was one. Yu Yu Hakusho was I would say Yu Yu Hakusho is like probably like the pinnacle right now, and then you got Bleach and Akatsuki no Yona, I think, right? Wasn't that one from Period?
Yeah, that one was actually good. Yeah, that was to me, that was like the last good one they did. I mean, there is one other one, but which is having season 2, but that's my concern, because it's like they have more animes in this season. If you count in Boruto, exactly how the production team is going to handle all of them is going to be tricky. But
right,
yeah, that's my only concern. But you know, with going back to Black Clover, it does seem like this is probably like I can't say the most anticipated, because you know, Anime News Network did have a different opinion. The one that won that one is the one we're going to talk about much later on. But we're focused on Black Clover because right now this one is like the one that's obviously mainstream, and it's the one that people know about. And you know, in a guilty way, I would say that people probably know it by hearing that infamous news about being considered the worst manga of 2016. That's rather funny. Do I believe that? Well, I made a video about it, and I said, no, it's not the worst manga. There's much worse than this one. But I can see where they're coming from. And because of that, I'm looking forward to it, because I know the source material. I know how it's presented. I know how it works. Now, the Studio Period is a concerning part, because granted, I've seen a preview multiple times. It looks really good. But the problem is actually based on the first episode, the first chapter in this case.
That's it.
Yeah. So why we're not seeing the other content, we don't know. Maybe they're trying to hide that it's going to be great throughout the entire run. Maybe. I would like to believe that. Is that being very optimistic? Perhaps, but you never know. Maybe it could be like another secret gem that Studio Perry produced, like Akatsuki no Yona or Osama's Son. You know, that one is really good too, but that's because the director behind it is very skillful when it comes to the art of comedy. So with Black Clover, you know, the guy who's doing it is the one that did Monster Musume. I haven't watched the anime, so you can't ask me anything about it. But some people say that's a good thing. But I think that's because this is an action base. Maybe it'd be a provide challenging, but it could also provide challenging if he has the right team, the right animators to do the work. You know, it's all about how to produce the well choreographed animation. It's not my number one anticipated anime because even though if the source material would be well, somehow it would actually be really good. I know the content, and it's like this is a series that could actually split upon the fan base or the base of the anime universe. Let's go with that kind of term, because like it's kind of like Naruto, where people kind of split when it comes to not just Naruto fan base, but just the entire anime universe thing. Meaning, like, you get people that like really appreciate the series because it's like, oh, it's all action, it's clever, it's awesome, characters are funny. And then you got people that are like, oh, it sucks because it's so simple, it's so ridiculous, it's so over the top, it's so annoying.
So generic. That's another term.
Generic. And definitely the generic is going to hit you right across your face with the first couple of episodes, or if not for the first couple of like maybe if we don't know how many courses going, because right now there's rumored to be 12 episodes only. It could be a placeholder. It could be a placeholder. And if it isn't a placeholder, that's disappointing itself because it has to show more. If it shows only 12 episodes, I believe it's going to be a similar effect that happened to My Hero Academia. Yes, because like it got lucky with season 2, you know, giving people more chances to show what it got. And rightfully so, because it has more than just what you saw from the first season. With Black Clover, it's going to need more than that, because the first couple of arcs is like basic. It's so basic. It's very straightforward. It's very been there, done that. And that's going to give a lot of bad impressions for those who really caring about seeing more than meets the eye. Because, you know, again, this anime is going to split the base. It's going to be like the people that likes Naruto is going to come to liking this series a lot or whatever. But the point is they're going to like it. Now, and then you got other people that don't like it. And of course, we should not care about everybody has to like it. I'm not asking that, but I'm just saying, like, my position is that I'm not too excited because it's Black Clover. I'm not saying it's a bad series. To be honest, right now it's going well, but it's a series that's not really up to my level of like great interest. It was only interest to see how it's animated, and hopefully Studio Perry doesn't falter. But you never know. But maybe with 12 episodes, it could benefit just to have the animator, you know, usage, the animation production team to be used in a much better position. I don't know, but if it goes longer, I'm just hoping every right key moment is dealt with in the right timing. I'm just hoping for the series for the best. Even if I'm not so thrilled about it, I just want the series to do at its best, so at least it could garner the fan base and at least could make, you know, this series itself not suffer the same fate as that series that the maker of not My Hero, the Hitman Reborn, I can't say the name because it's oddly spelled, or Twin Star Exorcist, you know, they both suffer. They didn't boost ratings, boost sales. So I'm hoping Black Clover has a better treatment.
Right. And see, it's funny because while I don't think, like, because I'll be honest, Black Clover, it's not a Hunter x Hunter Full Metal Alchemist type of series. That's not what Black Clover is. it's what I describe it as like a fun, generic shonen series. And that's pretty much all it is. Like, you have like the fun characters and stuff. Though it being possibly 12 or 13 episodes, I'm not exactly sure how long it's going to be, but if it's that, then I want to say that maybe, because I do know the first couple arcs is still kind of just like setting up stuff for the characters. So if they're going to go on that route, I guess it could kind of work. But because if I remember correctly, I think the arc after that is where things kind of start kicking off with Black Clover. Kind of in a similar fashion with My Hero Academia in a way. Like after the whole incident with, oh my god, what's the name? Shigaragi?
Right.
With invasion of the, which was it? The Rescue Trial arc?
Mm-hmm.
Like, after that, like things set My Hero Academia, like, on a high note. So maybe it could be the same thing here. It could. Now, that being said, though, is it going to be a series that I will probably be reviewing? Not really. Like, I'll still keep an eye on it and just see how things are going. And I guess, to say the very least, I'm curious how it'll turn out as far as, like, an anime goes. You know, what also kind of scares me is because I know some people are like, well, it's only 12, 13 episodes, so it should be fine. But I do want to remind people about Tokyo Ghoul, because Tokyo Ghoul, from what I remember, was only 13 episodes. And you would think, like, all right, like, it's 13 episodes, like, that's not bad. But my issue with Tokyo Ghoul, especially with Season 1, like, even though I think Season 1 is all right at best, but what they did in Season 1, and Sparda knows too, they crammed a lot into that first season. They crammed a lot.
They skip a lot of narrative points that really benefits to the character, that makes them stand out differently than the usual character that you've seen in the shonen series, which this is a seinen series. I mean, like, look, I get it. I get it. You can't fit everything. Some parts has to be changed because that one's like exclusive to the manga. There was a lot of narrative approach that you can benefit in the anime. And I have seen the other series that has kept the same source material, the same narrative. So you can't really tell me that you couldn't do it. You just didn't do it because, I don't know, your director says no, something. I wish I know.
But that's the thing I want to, like, that's the example I'm bringing up. It's like, oh yeah, it's 12, 13 episodes, cool. But, and I'm like, well, if not My Hero Academia, but if Black Clover has that same approach, then I'd be a little concerned. That's all.
The amount of episode really does benefit because it's like, again, like some could get away. One Punch Man got away because it shows everything you need to know. Well, you know, you don't get the story element, but you get the fundamental of the characters and how the action works out. And it's just like seeing the animation display. Yeah, you're probably going to see a lot different from season 2, but I'm not discussing it here. Anyway, so with Black Clover, I know the source material. Luckychi knows the source material. And it's the same thing with My Hero Academia. We know the source material before the anime happens. And we were like wondering if it would stop much further on than what first season actually did end on. Because if it ended on that position, we would be like, yeah, that would give everybody the attention that the series need. That they would know that it's not this. I can't say it was too generic, but it was not really that stand out in My Hero Academia first season. It didn't stand out so much that I didn't hear so many people talk about it, which that's not a good thing. Luckily, they gave it a chance, and luckily, season 2 got them talking much more than ever before. They always going to talk about like how this tournament arc was really set the bar, stuff like that, or how like this, or how My Hero Academia is like a new Shonen Jump standout series that actually works so well, more so than the older series and stuff like that. But basically, I'm saying like those type of praise should have happened a long time ago. Not this year, but a long time ago. So with Black Clover, if it ends with only 13, 12 episodes, I mean, look, maybe it won't get that much praise. Depends how they see it because again, the way I see the series is like flash over substance. There are people that like those things, and if it does well and if it portrays well, they probably got a lot of them talking over YouTube, news posts, blogs, whatever. You probably hear that more often, and it could boom. It could boom enough it could boom enough that maybe like the upcoming New York Comic Con, you would start seeing some cosplay without the need of knowing the manga. They just know it because the anime rules. I'm only assuming. Again, even going by with My Hero Academia season 1, it's still an assumption on my end. I just feel like when you show everything off early, you will get a lot more attention.
That's honestly a good way to put it, actually.
Yeah. So, well, we'll see. Again, it could be a placeholder. Studio Perry could surprise us. I like to be surprised. I like surprises. I know not a lot of people like surprises anymore, which is sad, but I like surprises.
It's just a matter of waiting, guys. And remember, it could also be the next Akatsuki no Yona. Who knows? It's just a matter of waiting and seeing how things turn out.
So that's Black Clover. We'll see how it plays out. Just remember, this series is actually what you see in the trailer. It's flashy, it's actiony, and for those people that likes that kind of things, well, go for it. Hopefully, it will actually animate it well, and hopefully, you'll be pleased. So another series. This one is actually a seasonal one. This one is the one that first season did boom for a lot of people, for a lot of fan base. I'm not sure what part of the boom at. Maybe because they like to learn something new. Maybe because it's something different, even though it's not too different, but it's something that's you haven't seen every day. Or maybe it's because the fan service is so awesome. I'm talking about Shokugeki no Soma, season 3, San no Sara. That's what they're calling it here. I think that is still translated to that, but whatever. Point is, we're having a season 3, which shocked me, to be honest with you, because two things. One, I was following the sales for the DVD. It wasn't that impressive for season 2, which is a bummer, but I guess that's expected to a lot of season 2 series. Not I mean, like, it's not too rare that the season 2 will actually do the same amount of sales. It's more like it's just a bummer, uncommon situation for a series to not being as impressive as the first time. I mean, even Tokyo Ghoul, if I recall correctly, Route A didn't do that well. Maybe that's why Studio Perry gave up. Who knows?
You're right about that, actually. I think you're right about that.
Yeah, I was, and and unfortunately, in my karma effect, I guess you could say the same thing for Akatsuki no Yona. So,
Really?
The sale wasn't that impressive, unfortunately. But hey, at least it boosts the sale for the manga, both of them. So, I'll take that. Anyway, yeah. So Shokugeki no Soma season 3 surprises me because of that, and the fact it's actually happening rather soon. It was last year, but I was expected to happen next year around spring, summer, even. So happening in the fall, So happening in the fall time, and knowing the source material, it has a lot of content to cover up. But at the same time, it makes you wonder where exactly they decided to end it at, and it's hard to say at this point too. Because
we don't know exactly how many episodes they're going to be at.
Right. First season, the pacing and everything was well directed, in my opinion. Everything felt fine. I like the choices. The choices of music, the whole animation was neat. It was clean for the most part. Everything was nice. Season 2 was like that. Only the pacing went faster, and unfortunately, it suffers because of that. Because there are a lot of good moments, the key moments that makes some of the aspect more significant than they are addressed in the animated form. So unfortunately, because they rushed it for whatever reason, because I was hoping 12 episodes was only going to cover the tournament arc. That's it.
That's what I was thinking.
The rest of the tournament. But instead, they managed to squeeze in 2 arcs, and the tournament went by quick. And the whole training thing went by not as quick, but still quick.
I think 3 episodes, if I remember correctly. That's how long that lasted.
Yeah, like the whole part with Hisako and Soma, it only lasted an episode, so that's
And I think
like
the Shinomiya stuff lasted 2, right?
yeah, it lasted 2, I think. I think it lasted 2, if not 3. But the point is, it went by so quick, so it was unfortunate for that to happen. Now we have in season 3. It's still unconfirmed at this time how many episodes it's going to cover. Now, going by the manga source material, there's actually a lot of chapters to cover. And yeah, there are a couple of chapters that's like it can be done in like say a lot of episode usually takes 2 chapters. Now there'll be some moments it'll be 3 because there's a lot of cookie process, a lot of big panels. It's not as frequent as say like Bleach, but my point is like it can be done that way. It's still hard to say how many episodes it's going to have. I think the first season wasn't like 24; it was like 22. I think it was some number. I forgot.
I think it was 24, if I remember correctly.
Oh, it's 24. Okay, so fine. So it could either be 24, but season 2 has 12. So it could either be 12, 24, or it could be oddly number like 18. Because there are series that ends on a 10 episode. Like, that's
kind of interesting.
Yeah. So you never know. But that being said, my anticipation for this one is still as the same as the season 2. I'm looking forward to it because I know there are some parts that people didn't like too much in the manga, but the animated moment can make it better. Because one thing is that one of the battle that people felt 50-50 on would be better in the anime, mainly because there's one voice actor that has done a tremendous job in any comedy segment. He's going to sell it as hell when he plays the role as Aizen. Because that's the one. That's the one. Because the Aizen is voiced by the guy who does Gintoki. That's all you need to know.
That's true.
When I found that out, I was like, okay, when that moment happens in the anime, you're going to be on the floor, just knowing how over the top he will sell it, and that's what's going to help that fight. That's what's going to help a lot. And again, I know people had iffy parts on that in the manga, and I understand that too. But the anime one, I think they're going to fix that a lot just by the voice actor alone.
And the surprising thing about Soma that I didn't realize until like before we started recording this podcast was the fact that season 1 managed to cover 61 chapters. Well, no, not 61, but 60 chapters and like 24 episodes. Like that surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
And then in season 2, now, I say it was a good season. Yeah, like I still thought season 2 was good, but I will admit the pacing was rushed. And I noticed that too because they tried to cover, I believe, 57 chapters in that amount. And I know people will go like, well, that's too much to cover. Yeah, that's true. I mean, Tokyo Ghoul is a good example of that. I mean, we all know how that turned out. So you would think, oh, it's just another Tokyo Ghoul situation. But somehow, I don't know, but they managed to make it work. And that surprised me.
You talk about the 12 episode style.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it works. I still enjoyed it for the most part. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
It's
That's
just,
what I'm saying. It's like, I still enjoyed it.
Yeah. If anything, all they need is 2 more episodes and then, slow down the pace. Use those 2 extra episodes and boom. They probably have a much better, well, I wouldn't say much better. It would just be better. But as it is right now, it's actually still pretty good. It has to ease down the pacing, and I think it just has to do with bad scheduling. I don't know. That's the way I see it. I haven't followed any interviews or anything about it from the anime studio themselves. Maybe it could be a bad scheduling part on their end. It's like, damn, we only got 12 episodes. We got to find a way to squeeze all of these content in.
Yeah, I mean, you never know.
Yeah, it's really hard to say because sometimes when you see such situation like that, and then you see OVA comes out, and then the OVA covers some of the other aspect of the story, it's like, oh, okay, so I guess they didn't have that much schedule on their hand, so they use the OVA. That tends to be the case at many times.
Right.
So with Soma, I'm definitely looking forward to it because again, there are some. It's going to start off with the whole festival thing, which is actually pretty fun to watch. It was fun in the manga. I think it's going to be even funner. Funner, is that a word? Is it
Funner?
funner?
Actually,
I would just say fun, even more fun in the
even
anime form.
I think
because,
that's a better way to say it.
Yeah, it will be even more fun as long as it's take its time. I mean, yeah, you don't need to go every exact same detail as the manga, like every dialogue word to word. You could skip some. You could borrow. You could take some with it as well. Do as like what Death Note did. Like some people didn't know that they skipped a volume. Well, not skip, but they did a volume worth in an episode, and it felt like it felt. Surprising. Yeah, and it felt if it worked, it surprisingly worked. But point is, just don't do that fast pacing. If it's 12 episodes and they try to squeeze in, I don't know. I don't want to spoil too much. Well, I don't want to spoil too much, but like if it's 12 episodes, they try to squeeze in like I don't know, like let's say that rematch. I'm gonna quote with that rematch. I think that would be a little bit. I think that would be a bad idea.
Without saying what it is, if they try to go that far, I'm gonna be like it'd be cool, but regarding pacing, I'd be like, yeah, I mean, you could have slowed it down.
Yep.
You really could have.
But
there's one moment I think they are probably going to cover from the manga, and I think you know which one I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that'll get covered. I can at least say that.
Yeah, surely it has to.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll say this: the reason I wanted to hope for the best that it's going to be a more steady pace, and for this arc, right, for this season, is because this like it's not a spoiler because you see it in the poster right there. It's obviously going to be a big change up to the entire core of the story, the series itself, and because of that, Erina, the one character that seems like she's always like the antagonist to Soma, is always trying to ruin him and stuff like that, but it always comes short, of course. Now she's going to play a prominent role in this entire season. Yes, I'm saying season because I know the source material. So for anyone that believes that she's always going to be in the background, this is what it all builds up to. So so now you're going to see her at the spotlight. She's going to be in the spotlight. You think that one girl character from another series that happened in summer took too many spotlight? Well, here goes a new one then. Even I don't know the source material of that series, but it was kind of funny seeing that tweet from Japan, I think, and it was like, what the hell? I just see like the series is supposed to have like not horror, but it's supposed to have a lot of female character. And so for some reason that main character just stole everyone's spotlight. It's something like that. It's just a strange story. But okay, she won't take that much of a spotlight, but she definitely is a prominent role. She definitely is going to be like the heroine that the writer was actually hiding for a while. So this is the real deal. And I wanted to take his time because there are a lot of moments that's really, like a heartfelt moment for her character and the progress, the developments. This is the one that really needs to take its time because what they did in season 2, the downfall is it didn't let us digest further enough for these characters.
But there wasn't as much breathing space.
Right. Exactly. There's not much breathing space. Like we just got that part done. Oh, that's nice. They're friends. And then we just get to the next arc or next part of the arc immediately. It's like, damn, I want to dwell on that moment for a second. Can you give me like just 5 minutes, please? So that's why
I want at least that much.
If
if it's 24 episodes, Maybe it could work because season one don't have that advantage. That's one thing I can say.
Well, yeah. I mean, like if it's 20, yeah, if it's 24 again, it definitely have advantage, much more advantage than we will have with 12. I'm just curious exactly where would they end. But I guess that's another time to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Point is, definitely look forward for season 3. For people that have some little iffy parts with the manga itself, I still encourage to try to go for the anime because the anime tends to make it better, fix the problem, whatever. And again, is that one battle that I remember that a lot of people were not a fan of. I think is going to be better in the anime just because the guy is going to sell it. He's going to sell the hell out of that one.
Right.
And
the food, guys.
Huh? Yeah, then the foodgasm. You can't go over a foodgasm. You want a foodgasm, you're gonna get a lot more here.
All I know is for anyone who hasn't seen it, for seen something at the second you watch it, make sure you have food next to you.
Oh yeah. and that remind me, one last note. For anime viewers, if you look at the poster from the website, like My Anime List, all the way on your right, she's gonna be your new waifu. That's all I'm telling you. That is all. Next subject.
I know what you're talking about.
Yep. She's gonna be your waifu. I guarantee you that. All right. Next topic. Next series. All right. So this is one series that, of course, out of all the series that's new, seasonal, whatever, there are a lot of seasonal one that I have to watch from the first season. Like, trying to pronounce this right. Bear with me. Kenkai Sensen and beyond. I had to see the first season because I started to watch the anime much later on, and this was already covering up already. I was like, oh, I missed that one. I'll go back one day. So, but yeah, that's one of the few examples. I would definitely watch the first episode, first season, and then I will catch up. Hopefully on time. Hopefully I don't really build up everything, pile up everything. It's a mess.
Yeah, I can relate to that because that's another series I haven't really checked out yet either. But seeing that it's getting a second season and the fact that it's from Bones, I mean, I guess it'd be interesting to check out.
Definitely. So now I want to talk about the one I most anticipated. In my opinion, my main anticipated anime of the season. It's one that I kind of hope that people gets the right idea. But I'm going to address that when we talk about it. First, let me introduce to the series that I'm most hyped about. And that is The Ancient Magus Bride. This series I have been anticipated ever since I read the manga. This series I have been anticipated ever since they announced the OVA, which I thought that would be the only thing we would get from them. But it turns out we actually going to get the actual series itself, all animated, and it's done by Wit Studio, which honestly surprises me, mainly because I'm so used to Wit Studio doing action-based series. Now I'm looking back to their history, and judging by the history material, at least according to this site, they have done only action, or like when it comes to full seasonal series, it only works on action, like Seraph of the End, Carbonera of the Iron Fortune, and of course Attack on Titan. But there are other series that's like a different genre, but they're more of a movie, a special, or OVA. That was it, to my knowledge at least. So with this series, The Ancient Magus Bride, it's not an action base. It's actually more of a fantasy slice of life shonen series. And the reason why I want to address this now is because something tells me people might think or might expect too much, that it's going to be like Black Clover in terms of action because of the magic, the wizardry, fairy tale because it's still magic, and the shonen, or even Fullmetal Alchemist because this series does have alchemy stuff. But my point is, I know the trailer shows like the way the trailer built was made was really nice, and I really like how it was showing the really key moments. But if you really think it's going to be like that action heavy or anything like that,
It
you
isn't.
should you should drop that right now because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not. It's more in line with Natsume Book of Friends, which is an excellent series. But again, that's what it is. It's a slice of life. It's going to be more calm than a lot of darkness. There's dark elements here, but it's not going to be such a shonen. Yes, it's shonen, but it's not going to be a weekly shonen jump battle manga style of actiony. It's not going to be over the top. It's more calming. It's much more like Harry Potter in a sense. Like Harry Potter is not like he's doing some Hadouken, Kamehameha. It's nothing like that. When the action happens, it happens, but it happens at its core. It happens when it's like in whatever it was all built up from. So, but it's never the focus. It was never like the main key focus, the main priority to do so. It was about the character, the environment, the lore, everything about that. So with
funny thing, and I actually want to kind of include this in too, but and that's actually a pretty good description of how you're describing Ancient Magus Bride. But at the same time, like I don't know, this might just be me, but I also feel like there's a little bit of like a Beauty and the Beast element to it. If you know what I'm talking about.
yes, I definitely know what you're talking about. Like, yeah, I kind of see the same thing as you do too, with the whole Beauty and the Beast vibe from that. Especially if you look at the poster, it definitely has that sentimental approach. Wit Studio again. I brought the Wit Studio history because I think a lot of people may have get the wrong impression, thinking it's gonna be like that kind of crazy action. There's definitely action. You saw it from the trailer, but it's not going to be like,
like it's a more down to earth series. Like when you really think about it.
Yes, it's more down to earth, and the reason why I'm also addressing this right now is because I have witnessed somebody that like didn't get the idea why the series is really good. Not this one, but like another series. He's like, I don't get the series is so good and stuff like that. And my immediate thought is like, oh, you're reading a slice of life, and if you're really waiting for a main plot, that's not the priority, because the priority is the whole slice of life element, the whole character development, the whole character experience, everything about that is all focused on what the journey goes to rather than what the whole plot goes to, because that's not the main key element. So with Ancient Magus Bride, there are people that knows the source material, which is good. They know what's coming up, they know what's up. But like the newcomers for the anime, they may get the wrong idea if they look at the trailer, because the trailer was really nicely done. But again, it felt like it was going to be like, you felt like you're entering a Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood 2.0, but with magic instead of more of alchemy.
Right.
So that said, even though, if maybe people still make a mistake, I'm definitely looking most forward to this one. I saw the OVA, all three of them. They were great. They were really pleasing. They were promising for this animation, for a soundtrack. Sounds very promising, especially for this main series. And the fact that it's going to be 24 episodes, which is actually even a bigger shock to me, because that just shows you that the Wit Studio is really putting everything they have for this one as well. They basically try to make this their new Attack on Titan in terms of success, and it can work. And it can work because if they know how to direct, then if they know how to use the animation correctly, which they have done before, and seeing from the staff, it seems promising enough. It's not like it's going to be like kind of like, that's a little bit strange. It could have been better. Like I didn't even know Seraph of the End was done by Wit Studio, and it felt a little different. I mean, there's some element that you could tell is Wit Studio animation there, but I think there's some part that feels like a little off. It's for them, but like I understand they have the whole budget issue with Attack on Titan, even though it still looks great for the most part. But the Ancient Magus Bride right now, it looks really solid. It looks very promising. It looks really like everything I wanted to have for this series to be shown. and of course, it's not gonna be 100% like that. Well, maybe you never know because it was hard because they know how to disguise. They know how to disguise like, oh, this animator studio is not the best, so we're gonna this the one that's doing this episode is not the best one animators, so we know how to disguise that. People know how to disguise their flaws. If you could do that, then we have like a really solid direction. I've been like wanting to see an animated form for a long time, and yeah, like I have history with this, and I thought we was gonna get only the OVA because they made it seem like we're gonna get OVA only, which is fine too. But I would love to see the main series. And then when they announced the main series, I was like lost. I flipped my shit, and I was like, yes, oh, we're gonna get a new series. And then
yeah. I remember like when that trailer dropped, I was like, oh shit, like it's coming, and then it's like, yeah, from Wit Studios. I'm like, what?
yeah, with studio. I was like, oh wow, really? Like, I mean, hey, we didn't get Toei or Studio Perry at its worst, so
yeah, thank you.
Let's just be grateful. I mean, granted, this type of series is not their core. Well, you never know, but yeah, but with Studios the last. Well, I would say last thing. I'd say like it's not. It was never in my attention because with Studio again, they were aiming for more action-based series, so this one was surprising to me. But hey, if they could pull it off, then kudos to them, and thank to them for bringing Ancient Magus Bride to the light and make it awesome.
Right, and what I want to bring up is, do you think for anime onlys, do you think it would be best for them to watch the OVAs first and then watch like the actual season? Because I know the OVAs are prequels in a sense.
That's tricky because okay, I won't go far as saying like, hey, it's like Star Wars. What do you see first? The first trilogy or the second trilogy? It's not like that, but it's tricky because I wanted to say they should see the OVA mainly because they need to know what kind of series is it. Like, okay, if I watch the OVA, I understand what's this foundation of the series. It's about this girl who's like learning stuff, who has bad history, who goes through experiences, who goes through tragic fate, and learns something in a cold way or the happiest way, and slice of life right there. That gives you the idea and how magical the world can be. It's like, oh, there's like a library, but it's like not really there. It's like all done magically. It gives them the idea what they expect from this series. On the other hand, I want to say don't watch the OVA first because you will be lost, and it's not really too much of a spoiler, but they did have that character that's supposed to join up later on, not immediate or not like right away even like, oh, second episode is that character. It's like, no, that character actually gonna show up like probably like 10th episode.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's another thing. But again, it's all about understanding the environment. People are going to be lost because the thing about the series is like it slowly introduced its lore, its universe, its world, and people would like to be at the steady pace. And when they learn everything, they will start to care a lot of things. So at the end, they could watch the OVA and appreciate more of that because of the character, because of the world, and how gentle the writing can be. But again, OVA should be like, it's hard to say. Like, again, if I say yes, I wanted to know how the series works. If I say no, I want them to really understand the lore and the world first before they start stepping in and being lost and confused.
That's a good point.
Yeah. What do you think then?
I think, well, I was initially going to say go with the OVA, but after like hearing what you have to say, like I would probably have to agree with you a lot on that. Like, probably just like stick with the season, we'll like see where it goes, and then jump into the OVA because then you'll have like a bigger appreciation for what the series actually is. And just let everyone know, Ancient Magus Bride is not like a super long running series. Like if I remember correctly, I think I think Volume 8 just came out recently in Japan. I think
it's that or the 7. I'm gonna check it out as you know.
Yeah, so it's
Give me a
still
second.
fairly new.
That's the thing. It's technically still young, even though it's a monthly series.
Hmm.
Even though I go by the English volume, there are 735 chapters in the English volume that are released. In Japanese, I don't know what it is, to be honest. So
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, the series is young, and in a way that gives you the idea that maybe this is the only time we're gonna see the series for a while in terms of anime, because it. I think 24 episodes should cover most of the material of the manga.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. Oh, it's volume 8. Yeah, it's volume 8.
Okay. So Volume 8.
Yeah, volume 8. USA is in volume 7 or 6.
I think 7 just came out recently, if I remember
Yes.
correctly.
Yeah, I think it's 7. Yeah, I think it's 7. Damn. I'm losing track, guys. The funny thing is, I could have seen this in the movie theaters earlier. I missed the chance twice. How I missed chance
I
twice?
do. Yeah, I
First,
remember that happened, and I was like, "Oh my god, I gotta go see this!" And I missed my chance twice on that. I'm like, because the experience probably was great.
I could imagine. I mean, like, I'm like, look, I don't follow ratings like that, but I'm like looking at this score. It's like so far it sounds very pleasing. These fans seems like they're giving a thumbs up. They feel like they can see this anime being like their anime of the year, even though it's gonna go to the next year. But hey, you can still count. You can still count. That's your list, not mine. But just judging by the score, it sounds like it's going to hit all the right notes, and I'm really can't wait to see it. But it's funny that I missed it twice. First reason, I have a good reason. I had to work overtime because I decided to do that. Second time, I have no good reason. I just messed up.
Yeah, I would probably do the same thing. And I got too distracted with stuff, and I'm just like,
Yeah, life takes over, you know.
it's like shit happens.
Yeah.
But Ancient Make is bright. I'd probably say if I had to. Well, I know we're not completely done with like with all the stuff that's coming out this year, but I'd probably say that like my most interested out of the season. That's for sure.
That's your most interest, you said.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm kind of really looking forward to.
Yeah, likewise, as I said in my introduction to the series, it's definitely my number one anticipated series. Definitely. I mean, granted, there's Gintama, but I already know what that's deal. Yeah, I already got that. Under my bag. It's like, oh yeah, of course, it's Gintama. When did that ever fail for me? Oh man. So those are the three things we could like to talk about in greater detail. There are definitely a lot of other animes, a lot of sequels. There's like some original one. I guess I could ask you two things, Luckychi.
What's up?
All right. So two things. Which anime do you think is gonna be the most not the most? Yeah, actually, which anime do you think is gonna have the most talked about? Like, which one is gonna be the standout anime? Like spring. It was like two seasonal one, basically My Hero Academia and Attack on Titan, which is kind of cheating because they both sequels. So strangely enough, for spring, it was either Boruto don't count either. It was either
that's who knows when that's gonna end.
Yeah. Strangely enough, it was Manga Sensei. I mean, yeah. So what about this season? We can't. Let's not include this season one. No Soma, no Soma season 2, no Love Live Sunshine season 2, no Gintama, nothing. Which do you think? Which new series is gonna stand out?
Wow, that's gonna be interesting. I guess the most talked about will probably be Black Clover, just because I know there's like a big controversial background behind it, and I know with the anime, I think that's going to not exactly spread, but it will, like, it'll probably get more awareness out of it just because of that. That's what I think.
Well, it's like
I'm not gonna say that Ancient Magus Bride won't be talked about because because it's from Studio Edge. Like, that's gonna get talked about too.
That's true. I feel well, in fairness, Ancient Magus Bride does have a lot of followers already before the got announced to anime, and at least in America. I mean, Japan, of course, too. But my point is that the series has been in the top 10 in terms of sales every newly volume release, and it lasted like up to 3 months 3 times after they disappeared from the chart. Black Clover didn't really get there, but the anime can expose them significantly, and they could help them a lot. So maybe it could be like a unexpected boom effect that could come from them more so than like whatever past history. Because like you go back to spring, a lot of them came from past history. Attack on Titan season 1, My Hero Academia season 1, Boruto from Naruto. So now we got like series that's trying to stand up by itself. And it's either Black Clover or Ancient Magus Bride who's going to stand out the most. But I part of me thinks that Black Clover could be the one that stand out the most. Even if you don't feel like this should be, it probably still be, because it's a simple premise. I guess that's why.
Well, I mean, in that, I guess it's also because I know Shueisha wants it to be the next Naruto, because I know that's talked about too, and I don't even know if that's gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, they are trying to put it over hard by saying like, I wanted this series to be the next Naruto. In terms of success, I'm pretty sure that's what they meant. But yeah, right. The fact they say that, they really, really banking on this to be the next big thing. Now, granted, you would say, why not just say Boruto should be the next Naruto? But yeah, point is, they selling it hard. That's what they're doing.
I can definitely agree on that.
Yep. So now the second question. Name your top 3 most anticipated anime of this season.
My top 3 most anticipated. Well, one's already covered. Angel Magus Bride's going to be at the top.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably say Shokugeki no Soma would be number 2. And then Black Clover.
Maybe I should say it's top 5.
Oh.
Okay, I'll go 5. Let's go 5. Go 5.
Go 5.
I was like, damn, that was too easy.
The other 2, I got to check.
You want me to say mine first then?
Go for it.
All right. Without orders, but Ancient Magus Bride is definitely number 1. Soma, Gintama. Actually, that would have been too easy on my end too. Yeah, so joke's on me, I guess. The other 2, maybe because I'm only hoping they could be like a hidden gem, like how that spring anime had one hidden gem. I forgot the name. I'm gonna go back quick. It could be a sleeper hit. It could be a sleeper hit, or it could be a massive disappointment. For summer, I think the massive disappointment goes to I'm trying to remember now. So many damn animes. Shit.
The one I remember from summer a lot. Well, I'm not thinking it failed, but it's that Fate series that came out.
Oh, what? You're not a fan of it?
No, I'm saying like that's the one I heard that was like the most talked about as being good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Fate series, I don't know which original. Actually, there is one original, but that was good too. But there was one in spring that was really good that surprises a lot of people. So I'm banking on that, and I don't even know the staff. Maybe I should have actually researched more before I say like, yeah, I'm going to bank all my money into that anime. Is just because I saw the PV. It's a romance base, I think, from what I got.
That's the one that put under my radar, yeah.
Yeah, that could be a hidden gem. It could be good, really good, or it could just be a disappointment. Now, so far, the original anime this year, to my knowledge, has been impressive. Actually, impressive. The spring one I was talking about, I think it's called "The Moon is So Beautiful" or "The Moon is Beautiful." That one was surprisingly damn good, and I was like, "Wow, this is really good." As original, I thought it was a. Is it original? Let me make a double check on that. The point is, it's something. Yeah, it's original. See, look at that. Original can be good. I know some people will be like, okay, the original was disappointing. I already know what it is, but I'll probably save that for my top 5 anime of the year talk. So I'm gonna save that. So you guys could be like, oh, okay, I either agree with that or I disagree with that. Depends on your view. Anyway, so back to the fall season anticipation. Just because could be potentially really a sleeper hit. It could be really damn good. Maybe because we're all basing on the success of this original anime trend has been going on for quite a while. I'm basing on that too. So here's hoping that's going to be good. And my 5th one, the one that everybody would definitely, well, maybe not definitely, but I have there's a great chance there's going to be talked about just for the first impression video sake. My girlfriend is show bitch. Yes, that's actually the title. My girlfriend is show bitch. I'm like, what? In a funny way, I could have sworn that Anime News Network called it "My Girlfriend is a Bitch." Maybe it does say that. It just adds show just to avoid that. But if there is a PV that actually said like, but yeah, she's a little of a bitch. I'm like, what the what? So just because of that reaction, just because of the name itself, it's almost guaranteed you're gonna have a lot of people talk about that for the first impression. Just like Keijo. Keijo got everybody's attention just because the concept is like Olympic sports, but with people fighting with their butts. Girls fighting with their butts. Literally taking the fan service into their sport. So something tells me this series is going to be one of those cases of like a lot of YouTubers that's just going to show off the first impression reaction. Like, what the hell am I watching? What is this shit? Oh my God. Yeah. Okay, that's not my 5th anticipation though. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm just curious the reaction because I have a feeling this is the one that people are going to choose for the reaction's sake. My 5th one, again, it should have been easy because I could tell some people probably say like, so you're saying to themselves, really, you can't think of 5th one? I already know the 5th one that I could choose for you. But the thing is, I haven't read that. I haven't watched that. So I'm sorry. Like, I haven't watched Kekai Sensen. Maybe it really is the most anticipated thing. And I haven't watched it yet. So I'm sorry that I could have picked that. I just go with safe bet, say Osamas 2. Because I liked the first one. It was pretty funny. It's the same guy that used to do Gintama in terms of anime. So that already got me sold. And I need some laugh. See, summer season got a few laughs, but it was more serious approach. There was some series that could have been funny, but actually there's one series that's really funny, but it's only half episode long. And that's a crime to do that. I was like, damn, this series should have been full-length episode long because this was funny as hell. Fall season, I have like 2 high-class comedy, and everything else is like some good, some relaxation, some action, and some foodgasm. Yeah, I'm set. I got the full house. I got everything. I am perfection. All right, so what's your top 5?
Okay, so we already got the first 3 out of the way, so
yeah.
So for number 4, this is gonna be kind of interesting, but Juni Taisen. That's how you say it.
Let me look at that. We see that. Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'm reading the description alone, I'm just like, whoa. All right, so because like it's about 12 warriors who were burdened with the names of the Chinese zodiacs. And every time I hear about the zodiacs, I'm like, all right, that's kind of interesting to dabble and stuff like that. So obviously, I'm curious, like how that one's going to turn out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would probably say, just because, that'd probably be my number 5.
Just because.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying just because. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, oh.
Just because. I just picked just because.
That was horrible.
Yeah, sorry. I'll leave after this. I'm very sorry, guys.
Go back to the game time before it ends.
Which is funny because Gintama is the very first one, the very first series. I think, to my knowledge, is the very first series that's going to premiere out of the fall season anime selection. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Didn't Gintama also appear in the winter? I believe Gintama showed up during winter of this year. I could be wrong about that.
Oh no, I'm not talking about the one in the winter. I'm talking about the fall season.
No.
Okay.
I'm just bringing it up, like, as far as this year is concerned.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, it seems like Gintama is the very first one. I mean, there's the other series, but nobody cares. So, yeah, that's the first one that's actually going to be premiere. Actually, the other series is not considered a series. I think that other one is more like shorts. So, yeah, for a full-length episode, Gintama is the first one, to my knowledge.
It should have been winter and it should have been fall.
Yep. And then there's the other anime I have not yet researched. Then there's one that seems to be a short anime. Then we got Black Clover. Black Clover is the second one, which should be interesting because that's where we're going to find out if Studio Perry has the guts to actually put off a good anime or not.
Like, will it be in the Katsuki no Yona or will it be another Tokyo Ghoul?
If it's another Tokyo Ghoul, abandon ship, please. Oh boy.
Come on, guys. Take the manga. Well, which I guess we can. Well, I mean, yeah, we can kind of briefly talk about. But if we say Black Clover does end up being like the next Tokyo Ghoul, which I don't want to say that, but hypothetically speaking, if that happens, how drastically do you think it's going to hurt the manga sales, like as far as volumes go?
I wouldn't say hurt, like, oh, it has lessened. I wouldn't say like that kind of hurt, but it's more like, oh, it didn't hit. Like right now is I think it hit 200,000 without the anime yet. I'm not sure, but let's just say it does, and then the anime sucked or something like that. The anime didn't please the majority of the fans. I can only see like maybe like it will only increase just 100,000, barely. And in terms of boosting up a lot, that will consider a fail on Weekly Shonen Jump. Like, yeah, it's a boost. Yeah, it's good sales, but you know, once the anime leaves, the people stop caring, and then when they stop caring, the sales will start to deteriorate.
Right.
Yeah, so like, you know, people are afraid of that for My Hero Academia, but I think it would be just fine.
I think My Hero Academia will be fine.
Yeah, it would be fine.
Especially I remember where season 2 was going to end up, which I can imagine that.
Yeah, so I remember people thinking like, hey, if you give a new anime to Bleach, it could boost up sale. But I think it's just an excuse for Bleach to get an anime. Period. No offense, guys. No offense, guys. I mean, look. It's like I keep saying thousands and thousands of times over. I am all for one to get another Bleach anime. It's just right now it's not happening.
Nope.
It's just so many things that just keep burying them. Like, nope, that's not happening. Nope, if we're doing Boruto, screw you. Hell, I even joke around about like Black Clover. If it gets 13 episode or 12 episode, oh, I'm sorry, Boruto comes first. Sign Studio Period. And I won't even like. I won't even joke around that because, hey, it's possible because these guys have some priority problems. Well, forget about that series. It's all about Boruto. Boruto this, Boruto that. I don't even think they're ever going to go back to Twin Star Exorcist or the hard to say the name from Hitman Reborn creator. I think they just gave up. It's like, you know what? We quit. Forget about that shit. after that series.
Also, somehow managed to bring back Akatsuki no Yona, which
That would have
I
been
think
nice, but something tells me we may never see the day of light again of that series because Studio Paris don't see money. What they see money is the same one over and over and over again.
like Boruto, please save us. I'm like, you tried.
Well, yeah. I'm just kind of surprised if it is the 12 episode only for Black Clover. I'll be surprised because you would think they would actually try to use that advantage of, oh, filler's tastic. It's all filler, 500% filler. It makes no sense, but you know what I mean? But yeah, I'll be surprised if there's really only going to be that short amount of episodes.
I would too.
Yeah. Maybe they're like, maybe they really are focusing on too much board. So,
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
yeah.
But only time will tell.
Well, let's see what happens. Fourth season starts Sunday in America time, at least. Sunday it will start.
What time on Sunday? Who knows? It could be morning. It could be afternoon. It could be at midnight.
We'll see. Because it will be same. Some series will be what do you call it? How you say that? Simulcast. Yeah, simulcast. Huh?
I think it's simuldub.
Simulcast with the same. Well, not exact same time, but along the same hour of the Japanese release. So once you see that in Crunchyroll posted up, then you will know what the schedule will be like.
Yep. Which I forgot to mention this. Because I was looking at Ancient Magus Bradley while we were talking about it, and apparently Funimation's simulcasting that too.
Oh yeah, right?
I'm like, wow, Black Clover and Ancient Magus Bride. That's interesting.
Jeez. Talk about hard work.
Right.
Oh man.
Those guys.
Well, the best of luck to all the series in the season. And who knows? Maybe the one that we not have mentioned end up being like a sleeper hit and be like, oh, that one, we should have focused on that one. I mean, it's the same thing I felt with summer and spring. So who knows? I'll probably feel the same thing for fall. Maybe it could be how you say this name? Inuyashiki. Maybe it could be a phenomenal hit. I don't know. The poster looks cool. But it's just funny when you see.
However you say it.
Yeah, exactly. So you never know. You never know. I never know.
So we can see what happens.
All right. So fall season should be exciting. I gotta catch up with the other one though. And that would do it. You know, Black Clover, please. Studio Barrier, please don't screw it up. Just don't screw it up.
Do what you do with Tokyo Ghoul, please. Especially when
yeah. If Studio Perry wants to redeem, give the license to someone else, because God knows how many people has tragically fallen when they have heard the news about One Punch Man season 2.
I was about to say Madhouse, but then I remember, wait, they're working on Overlord season 2 right now.
I'm not gonna go over the topic because it's already been said many times. It's very concerning. Yes, it's very concerning. Maybe it wouldn't be that much concerning if we found out they have the same staff member, but now we have a new staff member. I don't know. But Luckychi, it's a pleasure to have you here. I had a great time talking with you, talking about the anime for fourth season.
Oh, yeah. My pleasure, man. Like, I also had a lot of fun talking about like the stuff that we covered in the fall 2017 anime and like just our expectations on things.
Fun to have like a different opinions as well, and we have shown that here. So it's fun to always share the opinions and explore the opinions and always have a good discussion. So it's always a pleasure to have you here. Hope to, have you guests around here once again in the future podcast, whenever that be. It could be the winter season, maybe something else, maybe a different topic. Who knows?
I mean, only time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell. That will do it for today's podcast. I hope you all enjoyed this one. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel, and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.